Arts and culture is a labor-based industry. On stage, off stage, in the pit, in the exhibits, in the archives, and in the office. And there are virtually no ways left to save on costs. You can't play Mozart faster. You can't have one actor play Tybalt, Mercutio, and Benvolio in one performance. And Picasso's definitely aren't going down in value. Plus, the artists, at least the living ones, sorry Wolfgang, William, and Pablo, want raises each year, as do the people supporting them via fundraising, marketing, production, operations, finance, education, etc. Like just about every other working human. Producing art simply never gets cheaper. Ever. Cutting non-artistic expenses is not a solution either. Most cultural organizations, regardless of size, are already pretty lean. It feels like we don't have enough people on staff to do all the work, no matter how many zeros are in the budget. Like there's not enough hours in the day or money in the coffers. And there's usually not much fat elsewhere to trim. We trimmed it last year when we needed to balance the ledger, or the year before that when we didn't make our revenue goals, or the year before that when we cut back a few positions, or the year before that when times were tough, or the year before that when... You get my drift. Another solution has been to increase prices. A lot. As the previously mentioned theater subscriptions were plummeting by nearly a third from 2004 to 2017, the average price of a subscription package increased 15%. For orchestras, season ticket prices swelled by twice that from 2005 to 2014. And during that same decade or so, single ticket prices skyrocketed a whopping 50%. By comparison, over that same period, the Consumer Price Index rose by only 25%. This means some ticket prices have risen at essentially double the rate of inflation. First Lady Michelle Obama looked beyond prices for the attendance decline. In a 2015 speech from the steps of the Whitney Museum in New York City, she said, "There are so many kids in this country who look at places like museums and concert halls and other cultural centers, and they think to themselves, well, that's not a place for me. For someone who looks like me. In fact, I guarantee you that right now, there are kids living less than a mile from here who would never in a million years dream that they would be welcome in this museum." These two ingredients make for a bad brew. Only a portion of the population believes they belong in a cultural institution. And even for those inclined to attend, their dollar doesn't get them in as easily as it once did. So, the last major search for a solution has landed on programming. We are scheduling more blockbusters, such as Harry Potter in Concert, the Egyptian Mummy's latest touring exhibit, La Boheme and Carmen, again, Our Town, Swan Lake, Wicked and Hamilton, the immersive Van Gogh show, and on and on. Don't get me wrong, these programs sell. And for all other, less popular programming, selling fewer tickets at higher prices has plugged the budget hole that otherwise would remain. In some ways, these charge more, program bigger strategies had sort of been working, at least as a stopgap. Until one day in March 2020, when it was all suddenly, completely halted altogether. Almost overnight, COVID-19 decimated the arts. Performances abruptly shut down. Exhibits closed. Administrative staffs were laid off. Artist paychecks diminished or disappeared altogether. And we were forced to confront all our perennial challenges anew. Insufficient cash flow, trailing digital adoption,